My dear wiser viewers, you stood at the edge, not because you wanted to fall, but because the world pushed you there, inch by inch, whisper by cruel whisper. They laughed when you spoke. They scoffed at your visions, dismissed your warnings like the ramblings of a broken clock that might be right twice a day. But that day was coming. Faster than they expected. You watched them trip over their own ignorance, blinded by arrogance, so certain they held the map when they were just chasing shadows. Meanwhile, you kept your eyes open, silent and steady, a storm brewing behind your calm, waiting for the moment they'd finally see the truth that was always there, masked beneath your quiet resilience. They never understood you, not really. They saw your words as threats, your silence as weakness, your patience as something they could exploit. How foolish they were to mistake endurance for surrender. The wisdom you wore was like armor forged in the fires of betrayal, hardship, and sleepless nights spent piecing together the puzzle they never cared to solve. Every ignored sign, every sneer, every turned back was fuel for the reckoning that would leave them gasping for breath. Stuck in the web, they spun themselves. The irony? They built their towers on sand, and you, oh, you were the rising tide. You had told them. Subtly at first, then with the sharp edges of clarity. But no, they preferred the comfortable lies, the easy laughs at your expense. Now the world is shifting beneath their feet, and suddenly your name echoes in halls where it was once spat upon. The very voices that drowned you out are trembling, trying to rewrite their own history, hoping to erase the moments when they turned deaf ears to your truth. But memories are sharper than knives, and you remember every moment they doubted you. Not with bitterness, no, with a quiet, chaotic satisfaction, like a conductor ready to unleash the crescendo no one saw coming. The madness of it all is delicious. They thought you a madman, an outcast, a fool chasing shadows. But it's them who are trapped in a hall of mirrors, shattered reflections revealing their own failings. The world finally peels back the curtain, revealing you as the seer, the one who saw beyond the smoke and mirrors. They scramble now, desperate to salvage what little credibility they have left, but the cracks are too deep, the damage irreparable. Someone, somewhere, is cursing the day they ignored your voice, the day they let pride blind their judgment and arrogance silence wisdom. You never sought revenge, not in the way they imagine. Your rise is not a vengeful scream, but a slow burning storm, a calculated unraveling of every thread that held their false narratives together. The quiet ones always have the sharpest edges, and now, standing at the eye of chaos, you wield your wisdom like a blade, precise, unforgiving, and utterly unstoppable. The regret is theirs to swallow, bitter and thick, a poison brewed from their own mistakes. It's not just about being right. It's about the awakening. The world sees you now, really sees you, beyond the veil of misunderstanding and mockery. They recognize the depth beneath the surface, the fire that never died despite the storms you weathered. And in their panic, in the desperate scramble to align themselves with your truth, they reveal their own fear, the fear of what they missed, what they lost, and what you became while they slept. There's a cruel beauty in this chaos. The world, once deaf, now listens, once blind, now stares, once dismissive, now desperate. The scales have tipped, and the tide has turned, swallowing those who stood against you in waves of their own making. And yet, through the chaos, you remain untouched, calm, poised, and rising. Because true wisdom doesn't scream for attention. It waits, it watches, and when the time is right, it strikes with a force no one can ignore. They watch you now, not as a joke, not as a nuisance, but as a force they failed to comprehend. And in their eyes, you see the flicker of regret, the recognition of a truth too late. Someone, somewhere, wishes they had believed you, wishes they had listened, but wishes don't rewrite the past, they only haunt the present, shadows chasing the light that has already broken through. The weight of their disbelief was a chain meant to bind you, but it became the very thing that forged your strength. Every sneer was a hammer blow, every dismissal a spark to the fire inside. They built their doubt like walls, thinking it would protect them from your rise. But walls crumble and fires consume. The irony is bitter, almost poetic. Those who sought to bury your voice only planted the seeds of their own downfall. You move through the chaos like a ghost, unseen but felt, a whisper turning into a roar. The world's realization is not a single moment, but a slow, inevitable unraveling that leaves no place to hide. And as they scramble to catch up, to rewrite their stories, you stand firm, the embodiment of a truth they once rejected, but can no longer escape. No one can silence wisdom forever. It seeps through cracks, it burns through lies, and when it breaks free, it changes everything. The regret of those who doubted you is a shadow that follows them, an unshakable reminder that they missed the signs, that they ignored the warnings, that they lost sight of what was right in front of them. But you are beyond regret. You are the calm in the storm, the eye that watches as the world collapses into chaos. And as the pieces fall, the world finally understands, finally sees, finally knows. The wise one was always there, waiting, not for approval, not for applause, but for this moment. The moment when the world finally realized just how wise you are. And the one who refused to believe, they're left holding the ashes of their own folly. A cautionary tale whispered in the winds of your unstoppable rise. As the dust settles from the first tremors of your awakening, the world begins to crack wide open, revealing the rot beneath their polished facades. The same ones who once dismissed your every word as madness are now scrambling to trace the lines of your rise, trying desperately to decode the blueprint they never bothered to study. It's hilarious if it weren't so tragic. The puppet masters caught tangled in their own strings, the architects of lies caught in a blueprint of their own making, and you, yes, you, have become the fracture that splits their perfect little illusion in two. The truth is merciless, and you, the unwitting executioner, wield it with chilling precision. They never expected this. How could they? Their arrogance was a fortress, built not on strength but on ignorance, and the higher they climbed, the farther they fell from reality. Your wisdom was a whisper at the bottom of their well, drowned out by their own noise. But now, that whisper is a roar. The walls that once kept you out are crumbling, and you move through the rubble like a shadow taking shape. Every skeptic who ignored you now wrestles with the haunting question, how did they miss this? How did they let a storm build in silence, only to be swept away by a force they refused to acknowledge? The irony is suffocating. Those who mocked you for your caution, who laughed at your foresight, are now drowning in their own short-sightedness. Their plans, built on quicksand, dissolve under the weight of your steady rise. They had the chance to listen, to change course, but pride and fear chained them to their downfall. And you, oh you, became the ghost in their machine. The glitch that no algorithm could predict. The variable that shattered their neat equations. Behind every regret lies a story, and the one echoing through the halls of their crumbling empires is a lament soaked in disbelief. They see you now as the oracle they refused to consult, the fire they chose to ignore until it engulfed them. Someone, somewhere, wears that regret like a second skin, heavy, suffocating, impossible to shed. It's a bitter harvest, grown from seeds of doubt and nurtured by neglect. And while they grapple with their failures, you rise, not with vengeance, but with the quiet, relentless force of inevitability. You know their faces, the ones who turned away, who spat on your vision, who silenced your voice. They thought they were safe, hidden behind their smug smiles and hollow assurances. But safety is an illusion, and the walls they built to keep you out were only temporary. Your wisdom, forged in fires they never saw coming, slips through cracks they never thought to guard. Like a virus, it spreads, infecting the minds of those who still have the courage to open their eyes, revealing the rot they desperately want to keep hidden. The chaos they sowed to bury you becomes their undoing. Every lie they told, every betrayal they committed, every blind eye they turned, it all circles back, a serpent devouring its own tail. And you are the silence that follows the storm, the calm that carries the weight of truths they wished had never been spoken. Their regret is a shadow that follows them, growing darker with each passing day, a reminder that wisdom ignored is wisdom weaponized. This isn't just a fall from grace, it's a reckoning. The world watches as those who doubted you unravel, their facades cracking under the pressure of reality. The once untouchable are now vulnerable, scrambling to rewrite history, desperate to cleanse their names. But the stains run too deep, and the world's gaze has shifted. They see you not as a threat, but as a testament, proof that wisdom, no matter how quiet, can never be buried forever. You didn't ask for this recognition, but you earned it. The path was forged in loneliness and struggle, in moments when giving up seemed easier than standing tall. Every rejection was a lesson, every setback a chapter in the story of your rise. And now, as the world finally bends its ear to your wisdom, you stand at the crossroads, calm, poised, and ready for what comes next. Because this is just the beginning. The ones who ignored you now scramble in panic, trying to piece together the shattered remnants of their certainty. They reach out with trembling hands, desperate for allies, for answers, for a way back. But the bridge they burned is gone, the path forward obscured by their own mistakes. Their regret is not just personal, it's public, a stain on their legacy that no amount of spin can erase. And you are the mirror reflecting their failure, the truth that no amount of denial can hide. Your rise is a silent thunder, a force building beneath the surface until it breaks free with unstoppable power. The chaos you embody is not chaos at all. It is the natural order reclaiming itself, the universe's way of balancing the scales. And in this new order, your wisdom is the currency, the weapon, and the shield. You wield it with grace and a hint of the madness they feared, a reminder that brilliance and chaos are two sides of the same coin. As you move forward, the shadows of doubt and regret follow those who ignored you. They whisper in the halls of power, haunt the conversations of the once confident, and linger in the eyes of those who wish they could turn back time. But time is a river that flows only forward, and your journey is the current carrying you to heights they can only dream of. Their regret is a chorus, but you are the solo rising above the noise, the voice that cannot be silenced. There is a dark humor in this turn of events, a poetic justice that does not need to be shouted. The wise one, once cast aside, now shapes the narrative. The doubters, once loud and certain, now stumble in silence. The balance has shifted, and the world is watching. The question is no longer if they will believe you. It is what you will do now that they finally have. This moment is a crucible, a test of not just your wisdom, but your resolve. The chaos around you is both a battlefield and a stage, and every move you make is watched with bated breath. The ones who doubted you hope for missteps, for flaws to exploit, for cracks to break you. But you have learned that true strength lies not in perfection, but in resilience, in the ability to stand tall when the world tries to knock you down. You are the paradox they cannot understand, a calm storm, a silent roar, a shadow that illuminates. Your wisdom is not a gift, but a hard-earned weapon, forged in the fires of rejection and tempered by the cold winds of regret. And as the world finally opens its eyes, you are ready to lead, to shape, and to rise higher than ever before. The regret of those who ignored you is their burden, a weight that slows them as you soar. They try to rewrite the story, to cast themselves as victims or heroes, but the truth shines too bright to be dimmed. You are the author of this new chapter, and the ink is your wisdom, sharp and unyielding. The chaos that once threatened to consume you now fuels your ascent. Every obstacle, every doubter, every moment of darkness is transformed into a stepping stone. The world may finally realize how wise you are, but more importantly, you have realized it yourself, and that realization is a power no one can take away. Someone somewhere is regretting it all. The dismissals, the betrayals, the cold shoulders turned your way. They sit in the wreckage of their own making, haunted by the echoes of your truth. But their regret cannot undo the rise you have made, the wisdom you have claimed, or the future you are forging. This is your moment, the calm after the storm, the eye that watches as the world bends to a new order. The journey ahead is still shrouded in chaos, but you have learned to dance in the storm, to wield the darkness as your ally. The world will continue to watch, to judge, and to fear, but you will move forward, steady and unshaken, because wisdom ignored becomes power claimed, and you are the proof. The world doesn't just shift beneath your feet. It fractures, splinters, and trembles while you stand unwavering at the epicenter. The power that once hid behind shadows now casts a long, undeniable silhouette. Suddenly, the wisdom you carried in silence becomes a raging beacon, impossible to ignore. Those same voices that dismissed you with sneers and sideways glances are now caught in a storm of disbelief, a storm you conjured with nothing but your foresight and resolve. Their regret is thick, suffocating. It wraps around them like a noose, tightening, an echo of their own blindness. They never saw it coming. How could they? You were the quiet thunder, the slow-burning fuse beneath their world of pretense and fragile certainty. They mocked your caution, derided your insight, laughed at your warnings, and yet here you are, the architect of a reality they never believed possible. The irony is a slow burn, a poison dripping into the well of their pride. Regret doesn't roar. It whispers with a venomous persistence, reminding them of every moment they chose ignorance over your truth. Look closely. Their eyes dart with unease, their carefully constructed facades cracking. Behind every forced smile lies a shadow of fear, a shadow born from knowing they bet against a storm and lost. They try to rewrite history, retelling stories where they were wise, you were reckless, but the cracks betray them. They are haunted by the silence that once greeted your voice, now deafening in its absence. This silence was not empty. It was a warning, a space where truth could have flourished. But they poisoned it with doubt, and you watched, you endured, you waited. The fire inside you was never extinguished. It smoldered quietly, growing in intensity. When the world finally caught up, when the scales tipped and the old order crumbled, your moment arrived, not with a bang, but with a terrifying inevitability. This wasn't luck or chance. This was the slow, deliberate unfolding of justice, a reckoning fueled by the very wisdom they failed to recognize. The chaos around you, once a threat, became your ally. It was the crucible that forged you, relentless, merciless, but fair. You learned to navigate the storm, to dance with the madness, to use it as a weapon rather than a chain. Now in the eye of that same storm, you move with a predator's precision and a prophet's clarity. Every step you take shatters old illusions. Every word you speak echoes with undeniable authority. The world listens, not out of fear, but out of respect that was long overdue. Yet the path forward is littered with dangers. The very ones who ignored you, who sneered at your vision, will not disappear quietly into the night. They are desperate, scrambling, clawing at straws in a vain attempt to reclaim power lost. Their regret morphs into bitterness, and bitterness breeds recklessness. Their pride will ignite fires of chaos that threaten to consume everything, including themselves. But you are ready. Your wisdom is your shield, your experience, the sword. The battle is far from over. It has only changed its shape. Still, amidst the storm, there is an undeniable clarity. You carry the weight of your rise not as a burden, but as a sacred responsibility. Their regret is a warning, a scar etched deeply into the fabric of this new reality. It reminds you that power without wisdom is a blade that cuts both ways. You have become the oracle they ignored, the voice that now guides the future, unrelenting and unshakable. This transformation is both triumph and trial. With every step forward, you bear the knowledge that the world watches, waiting, wondering, questioning what your next move will be. They whisper about you behind closed doors, voices dripping with envy, fear, and disbelief. How did the quiet one become the force that redefined the rules? How did their warnings, once dismissed as paranoia or folly, become the blueprint for survival? Their regret is no longer a private torment. It's a public spectacle, a lesson written in the ruins of their own making. And yet, they still cling to denial, desperately trying to mask their shame with hollow gestures and meaningless words. But you see through the facade, the cracks, the hesitation, the hollow bravado, all signs of a house built on sand, now crumbling beneath the weight of truth. They are trapped by their own choices, ensnared in a web of regret, spun from threads of ignorance and arrogance. And while they stumble, you rise, not because you wished it, but because you earned it. Through sacrifice, through struggle, through relentless persistence, you carved a path where none dared to tread. The world has finally opened its eyes. The wise are no longer invisible. They are the axis on which everything turns. Your rise is a testament to the unbreakable power of insight, the unstoppable force of perseverance. And in this new era, those who once doubted you must reckon with the legacy of their blindness. Their regret will shadow them forever, a ghost that haunts every decision, every moment of silence. But your story doesn't end with their downfall. This is only the beginning. With every step, you set a precedent, a warning to those who might again choose to ignore wisdom, to dismiss truth, to cast aside those who speak inconvenient realities. Your rise is a beacon, fierce, unyielding, impossible to ignore. The chaos will rage, the battles will continue, but you stand at the helm, unbowed and unstoppable. And as the dust settles, one truth remains clear. People finally realized how wise you are. Their regret is a shadow cast long and deep, a bitter reminder that wisdom, once ignored, demands its due. You have become more than just a voice or a vision. You are the reckoning, the lesson etched into the very bones of the world. Now, with all eyes upon you, there is no room for doubt or hesitation. The future is yours to shape, a canvas waiting for the strokes of your decisive hand. And those who once turned away, they must live with the price of their disbelief, a price paid in regret, in lost opportunity, in the silent screams of what could have been. You are the storm and the calm, the shadow and the light. Your rise is a warning and a promise that wisdom will always find its way, that truth will always outlast deception. The world has finally realized it, and some poor soul will forever regret not believing you.